Are you ready to accomplish more every day? Are you ready to improve yourself every single day? That's fantastic, because in this video, you're going to get a powerful yet very, very simple tool that you can use every evening in order to learn and grow from what you experienced that day, so you can make the next day better, and the next day and the next day, until you create your ideal life. Most people spend the last part of their day kind of numbing themselves. They call it relaxing, or they are focusing on what didn't work that day, what they didn't succeed. While successful people are working differently. They spend the last part of the day kind of reviewing the day and trying to learn what can they get out of that day so they can do the next day better. And by the end of this video, you're going to have a very powerful yet very, very simple tool that will allow you to do exactly the same, to review your day and learn and grow from it. So this is going to be a working video, which means that you're going to do some work. So you need a pen and paper, and preferably the printout of the PDF. That the link to it is in the description below this video. So if you need a moment to go get it, just pause the video, go get that. I will wait. All right, got it? Wonderful. No matter when you're doing this process, please follow my instructions. Do it together with me. If you're doing it in the evening, that's perfect. Then you just review the day you just had. If you're doing that in any other time, please, for this exercise, review yesterday. But when you understood how the process works, do it every single evening for maximum impact. Ready? Let's go for it. So before we start, we need to get you into 100% commitment. So I'm going to ask you to take a moment for yourself and just commit to participate, do this exercise in your 100%. Take a moment for that. Great. And now let me know in the comment box below that you're 100% committed. All you have to do is to type in, I am committed to give my 100%. Do it now. Wonderful. So now I'm going to give you 1 minute to go over your day and figure out where could you have been more productive. Maybe you could have spent less time on social media. Maybe you could have cut the meeting short. Maybe you could have get to the point in the presentation much quicker. Whatever it is, take 1 minute and let me know where could you have been more productive today. 1 minute. Great. And now I'm going to give you 1 minute to go over your day and find out where could you have been during the day more conscious. Maybe you could have listened more carefully to your kids' story from school. Maybe you could have been more present to realize that your spouse is upset. Maybe you could have noticed that you're overeating. So I'm going to give you 1 minute right now. Where could you have been more conscious today? Now take a minute and look over your day and see where could you have been a better in your role. Maybe as a parent, maybe as an employee, maybe as a business owner, maybe as a spouse, whatever it is. So maybe you could have given a better example to your kids as a parent. Maybe as an employer or as a business owner, you could have been more clear in your communication to your team. Maybe you could have been more proactive as an employee. Whatever it is, take 1 minute. Where could you have been better in your role? Now take a minute to review your day and have a look, where could you have been more loving? Maybe you could have hugged your daughter instead of lecturing her. Maybe you could have given a cup of coffee to that homeless person. Maybe you could have given your spouse a genuine compliment. Whatever it is, take 1 minute to write down, where could you have been more loving today? And now take a minute to review your day and have a look, where could you have been more assertive today? Maybe you could have asked for the raise today. Maybe you could have confronted your teenagers for the mess in the room. Maybe you could have said no to that social engagement. Just take a minute and write down, where could have you been more assertive today? Great. And now just sit quietly for a moment and just notice what's going on. It's easy to fall into judgment. Oh, I could have done better and I should have done better. Forget about it. Just acknowledge that this is the day that it was. Just realize that you cannot change what happened and that it's not even important. Just realize that if you will improve every single day, only 1%, only in 1% every single day, the transformation that you're going to create in your life is going to be a quantum leap. Just take a moment to sit and realize that. Wonderful. And now we're going to do a short visualization. So it's important that you close your eyes. Just close your eyes and relax for a moment. And now Just take a deep breath in and out. And take another deep breath in and out. And take another deep breath in and out. And relax. And now take one of those events where you could have been more productive and replay it in your mind the way that you would have preferred to have done it if you were more conscious and intentional. Just take a few seconds for that now. And now take one of those events where you could have been more conscious and replay it in your mind the way that you would have preferred to have done it if you were more conscious and intentional. And now take one of those events where you could have been better in your role and replay it in your mind the way that you would have preferred to have done it if you were more conscious and intentional. And now take one of those events where you could have been more loving and replay it in your mind the way that you have preferred to have done it if you were more conscious and intentional. And now take one of those events where you could have been more assertive and replay it in your mind the way that you would have preferred to have done it if you were more conscious and intentional. And when you're ready, just take a deep breath in, and on the breath out, open your eyes. Wonderful. So by doing the second part of this process, this simple visualization, you're actually creating an image in your unconscious mind of how would you prefer to behave in a similar situation in the future. And not only that, you're starting to training your mind to be more conscious and intentional. So this is very, very powerful part. Make sure that you do that. Make sure that you do this whole process, this whole review process every single evening for 30 days in a row in order to install that as one of your new success habits and a big part of your evening routine. And now take 1 minute and let me know in the comment box below what was your biggest takeaway from this lesson and what is your commitment to do in order to implement that insight. So basically the insight, the takeaway is nice and it's great and it's important, but it's not as important as the action that you're committed to take for that in order to implement that. So it needs to be specific and concrete. You have 1 minute for that right now. Wow, you did it. You're a superhero and now it's in your hand. The next video is right here, and until we meet again, live fully, stay awesome. From Nisandeh.